Hello, good day everyone. Gab here, market analyst from SmarTrade. So let's have our daily briefing for the day. So to start off, let's take a recap on yesterday's data. So yesterday, we only have the GDP data for UK month-on-month basis for the month of July. So the actual data was 0.2% versus the market forecast at 0.1%, so slightly higher. So for the day, we need to focus on a lot of things and we have to be very cautious since, as you can see here, first data we need to pay attention is the inflation rate for Germany. So we have year-on-year basis later at 2 p.m. And also we have the employment data for UK. So we have claimant count change and of course the unemployment rate for the month of July. And after that, we need to focus on some speech, to be specific, with Governor Bailey later at 4 p.m. And lastly, we need to focus on the inflation rate for US year on year for the month of August. So as you can see, the previous data for inflation rate in US is actually 8.5%. And if you're paying attention with the market forecast, it's being forecasted at 8.1%. So let's see what will happen later for the inflation rate. And again, you need to be very cautious if you're trading all products that is paired by the USD, since this data might create a volatility from the market. So let's now focus more on some of the financial products. So first things, we have gold. So yesterday's levels for gold, so we have 1720, and of course we have 1713. So obviously the price of gold went up sharply last night. So this is actually the whole market trend for gold. So the price levels that I gave you, number one is 1720, and as you can see here, if it's traded beyond 1720, then you might see 1725 in picture. And what happened? The price was traded beyond 1720, and it hits 725. And after that, the price of gold was actually sustained above 1725, and it goes up further towards the 1735. But as of the moment, the current price of gold is 1722, so it made a decline from there after the price retrace on the upside for about 1735. But however, on the downside, it did not go to the level of 1713. So for those who managed to took the positions above 1720, I hope you guys profited with this one. So for today, what are the levels that we need to pay attention for gold? So as I've said, it's currently around 1722. So 1725 is an ideal level for long positions for the day, since right here, it's a good resistance level. So once the price of gold is traded beyond 1725, then we might see 1730 in picture for the day. But 1730, same thing with yesterday. So we need to focus on these levels because it might retrace on the downside once it reaches 1730. But if the price of gold can sustain above 1730, then we might see 1740, 1745, and 1715 picture. But on the downside, if you can see that gold is traded below 1715, then we might see another drop towards 1710 right here. And possibly if the price of gold continued to rally below 1710, then we might see a further drop or another drop for gold for the day or within this week. So those are the levels for gold. So next one is we have silver. So same thing with gold. The price of silver went up sharply last night as well. So the price levels that I gave you is, number one, we have 18.90, and of course 18.550. So the price of silver was traded 18.90 and it goes to 18.950. And after that, we can see a strong rally on the upside, since the price of silver was actually traded beyond 18.950. So the price went up all the way to 19.96 or 19.95 territory. But for the day, the current price is around 19.69, and as you can see, the price of silver last night did not go to the 18.60 level, and it's still on the upside, or the move was upside yesterday. So for today's levels, we need to pay attention on 19.80 and of course 19.50. But for 19.80, if you can see that it's traded beyond or above 19.80, then we might see 19.90. But however, we need to be very cautious with this level, since it might retrace on the downside once it reaches 19.90. But on the other hand, if it's traded 19.90, then we might see 20 for silver or 21.5 for the day. But on the downside, we need to pay attention to 19.50. So if it's traded below 19.50, then we might see 1940. But keep in mind that 1940 and 19.50 levels are a good support level. So we might see possibly if it goes down 19.40, then it might go back on the upside. So you need to pay attention with trading silver for the day. And lastly, we have US oil. So for the last analysis on US oil, the price levels that I gave you, this one is actually the market trend for US oil. So we have 86 and of course 85 levels. So obviously the price of US oil did not go lower around 85. So not our trade right here is not validated, but however, it's traded beyond 86. And right after that, it goes to 86.5. I hope you guys profited with this one if you managed to open a long position. And the price of US oil was actually sustained above 86.5, and it goes up all the way to 89 levels. And after that, the price of US oil retraced on the downside, and it's currently traded around 87.64 per barrel. So for today's levels for US oil, we need to pay attention on 88, and same goes with 86. So if you can see that it's being traded beyond 88, then we might target first 85 or 88.5 rather. Or on the downside, if you can see that it's being traded below 86, it might see, or we might see 85.50 in the picture. But possibly for the day, if we can see that US oil is traded beyond below 85.50, then we might see a strong rally once again for US oil. But on the upside, if it can control 88.5, then of course next target will be 89 levels or 89.5, and of course 90 levels. But overall, you guys know the drill. If you manage to enter the positions, regardless if it's long or short, I would advise you to trail the half of our targeted pips so that it can protect your capital. Same goes with your profits. So that is all for our daily briefing for the day. Thank you, everyone. Please like and subscribe to YouTube channel in SmarTrade, and see you on the next video.